everyone. Turnover Carbon here. Welcome back to episode 10 of our Journeyman series on Football Coach College Dynasty. We have just wrapped up year 3, and overall, I think a successful bounce back year from the disappointment that was 2025. However, we did lose a bowl game. That brings us to 1-2 in bowl games. We have stabilized the athletic director's opinion of us, which is good. And now we're just at the point where we need to have some success in the MAC next year. We need to make the conference championship game if we have any hope of progressing in this team. Because even though, if I can look here, we have signed a new contract. It is a 4-year contract, and the team cannot fire us for 2 years. So we have that security. But I'm treating it like I have 2 more years at Kent State to do some damage in the MAC before I inevitably jump ship. I didn't really want to just test the open waters after last season since, overall, it's not the most impressive resume in the world. I think our MAC numbers are good, and we do have the Coach of the Year MAC Award in 2024, but it's about it. It's about where we stand here. So, plan of attack today. We are going to go through the transfer portal. We are going to get through the preseason period and hopefully play the first game of the season, which at the moment has yet to be scheduled. So, who even knows who I'll play? But before we get into the transfer portal, a little bit of housekeeping. As you can see, if the season were to start today, in terms of offensive talent, we would be number 134th. There are 136 teams in this database. Defensively, we'd be 119th, a little bit better. The 2 main reasons for our poor offensive ratings, firstly, this is our running back room. It's Isaiah Sims and a couple 70 overall running backs. And our offensive line room has 1 player above 70 overall. Obviously, Corey Moore, Jamari, and Larkin are going to put up higher numbers. But those are the 2 main issues I need to address. If nothing else happens in the transfer portal, I need more offensive linemen because I don't love the idea of a 68 overall playing 78% of snaps next season. It's not great. That said, Carlos Guy, 14 pancakes, no sacks allowed, he'll play. But guys like Brady Powers, guys like Joel Jordan, we need to replace those snaps. To that end, going into the transfer portal, I had written down 5 areas of need, being running back, tight end, offensive line, defensive line, and corner. We have 11 scholarship spots. I have 13 transfer players and 1 recruit on my list still. So let me go through them just really quick. Running back. A lot of running backs were interested in us because our running back room is so bad that anyone could get playing time. However, one guy that was really good is Quentin Buford, who is a redshirt freshman from Penn State. 2 things brought me to him. Firstly, his ball security is a 94, and secondly, his pass blocking is a 78. With Mohamed Suarez graduating, we have lost a lot of our ball security, and so we need guys that can hold on to the ball and not fumble. Buford played in 11 games last year for Penn State. It looks like their 4th running back, I would assume. And so he has already redshirted, but he looks like a really good running back that will likely be our starter, depending on how Sims develops. But 94 ball security is nothing to scoff at. He's also a power back, which we desperately need. So getting him in the building would be tremendous. He's currently 3 in my priority order. Tight end. The tight end transfer group was quite possibly the worst position group of the lot. To the point where, like, the third best tight end in terms of who could come to us and who didn't have, outrageous NIL demands, because that does matter at this point, was Jaden Reynolds, redshirt sophomore from Washington. He is a catching tight end first and foremost. However, his run blocking ability isn't terrible relative to some of my other tight ends. He played at Washington and only appeared in one game in 3 years, so I have zero stats to show off. But I like him a lot. I think his speed's good, his catching is good. Um, if he were a little smaller, there's an argument to convert him to wide receiver, but my depth in wide receiver is so much better. But I mean, if we get him, he's our number two tight end, probably behind Skylar Kyle, maybe even number one. So getting him would be great. He's number six in my priority order. And now let us get to the offensive linemen. So I have 7 offensive linemen on my list. Because my offensive line room is so bad, like any of these 70, 69 overall guys could potentially play next year and get decent role. But the main guy is Andrew Weston. Let's be frank, 5-star redshirt freshman transfer from Alabama. He is a pass blocker first and foremost. He has 92 strength already. And so far in 2 years, he's played a little bit, it looks like, with 2 pancakes total, no sacks allowed. Oh, to be Alabama, where you can invest $1 million for that level of production and be fine. They won the national championship both years. I think they're okay. I don't think we're going to get Weston. Um, Syracuse is 90 interest. Army right behind us is 86. Temple's 84. We're the least, interested party. However, both the schools above us just did target player. So I have pulled within reach. I do have about 800,000 in NIL money left that I've not spent. So if this pitch gets us really close and like Syracuse and Temple don't do that big of offers, I will put that remaining NIL to Weston. If they do, then I'm just going to look elsewhere. Other than that, 3 guys that I think are pretty on the same level. Braden Powers is pass block, decent strength, redshirt sophomore. He would be like our third or fourth offensive lineman, which is a depressing state of affairs. David Barber is very well rounded, but his strength is a 72. That really hurts. I would play him as more a depth option. Caesar Kane, similar idea. His strength's a little better, but his run block, pass block are about the same. Braden's the one of these 3 that would play. These 2 I would, relegate to depth options. And then a couple freshman offensive linemen with high potential. Jaden Park, run blocking guy, needs to work on strength, needs to work on pass block. Troy Cross, same idea, needs strength, need pass block, but he has A+ potential. And then Tommy Bell needs to work on everything. So these 3, they're the lowest on my priority lists. Where if I miss out on some of the top guys, getting these guys would help our depth, but they're not priorities at all. Obviously, Andrew Weston's number 1 on my list. I doubt I'm going to get him, but it would be nice. Let's look at D linemen. So D line, there's 2 players I like. Redshirt junior Damian Warren from Tennessee. He has 101 block shedding. Need I say more? I probably should. His strength is a 73, which hurts me, but his tackling's good. His IQ is fine. I'm not too worried about that. Career-wise, he didn't start playing at Tennessee until last year, where he made 31 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 17 pressures. That's probably second or third in terms of production on my last year's D-line group. He's really good. The big concern is just he has no strength whatsoever, and the fact that he's about to be a senior, he's probably not going to get better stats than this by that much, but he would immediately help out our D-line room. We get a guy that pretty confident he can get tackles and get into the backfield. And secondly, Jalen Dickerson, who is essentially a carbon copy of Warren, just worse, where he's got really good block shedding, his tackling, his IQ is getting there. He would be more of a depth option at D line. He didn't play at Miami, transferred to Temple. Temple didn't play him, and now he's on the transfer portal again. Um, which is interesting because he has the loyal trait. So I do wonder how this happened where he transfers from two different schools. I haven't seen that. So it may be, Miami just outright released him. But I like Dickerson's depth. If his potential goes up, that's great. But, you know, he's depth, whereas someone like Damian Warren would play and start on snap one. The only recruit on my list still is Carlos Benton, who is a really good linebacker. Like, his strength is a 55. Outside of that, I'm fine with all of his numbers. His catching is poor, which is why I'm not that committed to really going for him. Like, I'm giving him an ace pitch only because I have no one really else that I kind of want to give it to. So if we get him, great. If Boiling Green, offers money, or if they do another great pitch, then I'm just gonna take my foot off the gas on him. All right, and then I can do both of these at once. So corner and safety. Corner and safety aren't big needs. We're fine in depth, but I would like a guy up top. Angelo Nielsen, 5-star freshman from OSU. He played only 3 games, so he does get his red shirt. He's just great. Like, he's amazing in coverage. He's got decent speed. I would like that to tick up a bit. I thought about moving him to corner. I think he's probably going to be a safety to pair with Gavin Graham. Gavin can be our big hitter guy. Nielsen can be our coverage safety. And we'll be in business. At the moment, I am ahead of Michigan for him. Not often you can say that. However, it should be said that I did my best pitch I could, and Michigan did target player, and there were only 150-point difference. So I assume Michigan's going to snipe me for Nielsen, but that is what it is. Ernesto Butler is a redshirt freshman from Temple. He played last year, got 14 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and was pretty good in coverage. 54% completion percentage, which is pretty good for my corner group. The reason I like him is very simple. He's quick, and he can cover both man and zone. Last year, we were pretty man dependent. I feel like this year will probably be similar, but I think I do want to try a little bit more of zone blitzing to try to get to the quarterback and not allow our linebackers time to get burned in coverage. So he's a guy that could potentially be good with that because he's got good speed and good tackling. He'd be great. I am, however, currently behind Rutgers, and I'm in a battle with Army for him. That could go either way. I have paid Angelo Nielsen $1.1 million, by the way, just to see what Michigan's got. But that's currently where I'm at transfer wise. One thing I do want to look at really quick, because the more I think about it, the more doing the ace pitch for Benton seems a bit silly. I'm trying to think if I give it gets me 80 more points on Nielsen, I think that's worth it. And then Benton can get the okay pitch. Yeah. All right, that's where I'm at. Like I said before, I have spent almost all my NIL money. I've essentially given everyone the minimum they want for market value because I don't want to get burned again. If one of these schools offers money to Troy Cross, Tommy Bell, or any of these guys, then I'm taking the hit and I'm not getting them anyway. I'm okay with that. We'll just see how that goes. If we're out on Weston and that's clear, then I have 800,000 I can sprinkle elsewhere. That's really the big question going into it. Um, so we'll see how it goes. Let us advance the week and see how that phase went. Yeah, okay, we're out. So, despite both Syracuse and Temple doing target player, they also gave essentially the minimum he was asking for. That got them 700 points. So, even if I did my ace pitch and that money, I'm still a couple hundred behind. So, I'm essentially waving the white flag on Andrew Weston and will distribute my money elsewhere. In terms of where I'll distribute that, Kane is getting 260,000. Because listen, I don't want to get burned on the whole money thing. I really don't want to get burned again. And then since he did that, Cross Park I don't care about. Honestly, if I give the remaining money to Nielsen, that gets me 216 plus an ace pitch, gets me 600. I mean, I doubt Michigan has another 1 million to throw at him. Honestly, yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay. So let me go through really quick. So currently, of the 14, I'm ahead on 8 of them. So I have to play a decent amount of catch up here. Bowling Green Gate did not. Oh boy. Yeah, everyone just spent money. Everyone just spent money. Yeah. Um, so let's see. Realistically, yeah, they offered money. Okay. So realistically, we're not getting Bell, we're not getting Cross. We know we're not getting Weston. So that's 3-0 linemen I'm out on. Benton, why? They're 10,000 points behind. So Benton, I'm 277 behind, and it looks like Bowling Green really wants him. So I'm not going to waste a pitch with that. So I'm just going to give the best pitch I can to these closest battles. That means I am going to take on a couple walk-ons again, which is fine. Actually, Darren Akron's not going to make up 1,300 in one fell swoop. So I'll just give the best pitch I can. So I'm definitely losing. I'm losing Butler too. That's a shame. Yeah, I'm just out of it. Okay. So these bottom 5 I'm not getting. So we're not getting Butler, we're not getting Benton, we're not getting Weston or Cross or Bell. So let me move all of them down to the bottom of the list. Benton, Butler. Okay. Yeah, because I mean I can't make up that difference. It's a shame. I would have really liked to have Ernesto Butler, especially, but I mean Rutgers did a great pitch, and they offered 1.2 million. That's that. Okay. I think that's where I'm at. So these guys up. So Caesar, yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna be mine unless Oregon State. How much money did they offer? Ooh, they did offer him money. Wait, so did I. What am I saying? Yeah, I mean, unless they offer him the same money with the same pitch again, I think Caesar Kane is gonna be ours. Angelo Nielsen. I mean, Michigan will have to put up a 700 point pitch for that to work. I am honestly, since I'm not getting Butler anymore, I might consider moving Nielsen to corner. That does really logjam a couple of my corners that I redshirted, but we'll see how that plays out. Warren, I think Bowling Green will probably snipe me on. Yeah, I think the issue we're running into the same issue where at a certain point you just run out of NIL money, and we're just running out pretty quickly. Auburn would have to do 650. West Michigan would have to do 7. I think I'm pretty confident I'm going to get these 5. Jalen Dickerson through Kane is where I get less confident, and then I'm obviously out on these 5. That's where we're at. Since that is the case, is there anyone who would like to come on down? Let me just scour the list really quick, see if there are any players that I could maybe snipe at the 11th hour. Doesn't really look like it. I mean, a 4-star. Did he redshirt already? Mr. Bailey? He did. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Danny Bailey. I'll add him to the list. I mean, it does. Let me think about that for a second. I mean, yeah, I'm fine with that. It would then go. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I'll offer him a scholarship. Get in the building, son. Okay. Do do do. Yoink. All right. That is the list. So I'm definitely going to take a couple walk-ons. I think the question is just how many. We'll see. All right. That's my list. Done and dusted. That's transfer portal done. Let's go to signing day. See how this all shakes out. All right. Before I do that, though, let me get to the bottom, guys. So Weston goes to Army. Army put 1 million and an ace pitch to snipe him from Syracuse and Temple. Good for Army. Good for them. Weston's off to the Service Academy. Fair enough. All right, Ernesto Butler goes to Rutgers. Yeah. I think that's one. I mean, everyone around us invested over 1 million. Rutgers did 1.2. I think that's one where if we had a little bit more money, should have got him, which is a bit frustrating. Troy Cross goes to UAB. Tommy Bell goes to Arkansas State. Oh, wow. They also wanted NIL. Oh, because Arkansas State offered NIL. I see. Yep. And then Benton goes to Bowling Green. All right. Good for them. Okay. Let us go down the list. I have 11 scholarship spots. So even if I get all 10 of these guys, I'm still taking a walk on. Let us start with Angelo Nielsen, 5-star freshman safety. Come on down. Michigan does target player. We get Nielsen. We are saved. The defensive back room is so good now. What a great guy in coverage. Get in the building. Quentin Buford, come on down. Pitt manages to overtake Akron, but it's not enough. We have our future star at running back. He's going to be here for 3 years, and it's going to be awesome. Damian Warren, yeah, no dice. Bowling Green coming in with $1.2 million to get Damian Warren, the redshirt junior defensive lineman. All right, that means if we don't get Jalen Dickerson, we failed to get help on the defensive line. Let's look at Braden Bowers now. He commits. Stanford offers money, but it's not enough. I mean, he's pretty good. Odds are he'll play. next season. He's got good strength, good pass block. He'll play. Jaden Reynolds, the tight end. We do get him. Auburn didn't offer enough money. 163 points is your difference. Jaden Reynolds, come on down. Good catching tight end. Okay blocker as well. That'll really help the offense. David Barber now commits to us. No real competition there. Really happy with him. He'll be good depth. I wish his potential was a bit higher, but that is what it is. Caesar Kane commits to us. Oregon State does not have any additional funds to throw at him. We get the redshirt freshman, who, in all honesty, I kind of like more than Barber. He's got better strength. He's got worse blocking ability, but it's also a year younger. So I think those two are a pretty good duo. Bowers is the clear best one, but those two are good depth. Okay, this is now a big one because we didn't get Damian Warren. If we fail to get Jalen Dickerson, our defensive line room is unchanged. Oh boy, Virginia put $470,000 on the table, did an ace pitch, and got 1,200 points. Yeah, so I mean, they leapfrogged both us and NC State. Wow. Yeah, we need more NIL money next year. It's as simple as that. Either, no, we need more NIL money. That is insane. I mean, he would have been good, really good depth option. Don't get me wrong, his his physical traits aren't good. I could argue they're actually terrible, but I think he would have been good depth to have. He's got good block shed, okay tackling IQ. No dice. All right, two players remain. Jaden Park goes to Western Michigan. I forgot he's one of the guys I didn't offer money to. Finally, we also don't get Danny Blaley, as Toledo also offered a scholarship and did target player. Okay. Well, not great, as we only get 6 players in the transfer portal. And a reminder from last stream, we lost 16 starters. That hurts. I mean, I think our offensive line has been helped. Braden Bowers will likely play right away. Barber and Kane are going to be good depth behind them. Jaden Reynolds might be our #1 tight end next year. Quentin Beeford's probably our #1 running back, and Angelo Nielsen is either one of our top safeties or a top corner. I have yet to decide which. That's the good part. Bad part is we go 0 for 2 on defensive line, and we don't get some of the better potential offensive line guys compared to some of the worst potential but ready to help guys. Which, to be fair, if we're operating under the assumption I have, 2 years left at Kent State, better to get these guys. But still, that kind of hurts. Here's our recruiting class. We got 1 5-star transfer and 1 4-star recruit, which is pretty good for us. That'll likely move us up in the rankings relative to where we used to be. Yeah, I mean, we're 125, and we're the only team below Old Dominion at 92 to get a 4-star. But we also only got 6 3-stars, which is why. So, not too bad. All right, school updates. Our prestige stays the same. Our total school level has dropped. Almost every facet of our school has lost money, which is sad. Here's the earnings breakdown, by the by. We made 42 million last year. We missed out on the 6.5 goal donor boost because we failed to pass for the yards we needed against Toledo. But we got all the money. Also, Utah wrote us a check for $2 million. Thank you. But that is what it is. Okay, first things first, resolve the debts in the coaching staff. Second things second, we're maxing out NIL. We have $2 million that we got in NIL money back from the transfers that didn't commit. So we only need to spend $7 million to max out NIL. All right, facilities. I would like to get that all the way to level 6. The reason I'm doing that is this is something that, while expensive to grow, I think will help us a lot, and we need to keep building on it. Last year, I barely increased it to get it above 5. I need to get it all the way up to 6. Stadium, listen, the thing is decrepit. It can go back to a 3. College life, I'm not touching. Marketing, I think academics, I'll get back to level 7. And I think I'll put the max that I can into marketing. So that gives me stadium stays at 3, facilities up to 6, college life stays at 10, marketing stays at 6, academics stays at 6, and I have max NIL money. I think that's fine. What the issue I'm going to run to is next year, stadium going to drop again, marketing likely going to drop below 6, and academics is going to drop below 7. But that's a problem for next year. Advance. Booster updates, no changes. So we stay with 2 diamonds, a gold, and a bronze. It's fine by me. There is no realignment in this database. And here we are. Bama, I just played you 2 years ago. Go away. All right, so it looks like, how many home conference games do I have? Buffalo, Western Michigan, East Michigan, Central Michigan. Okay. I think I'm okay with the home and away splits. I probably have a lot of players come to the Western Michigan game. And then week 11, I need to make a home out of conference game. Let me do that first. So I'm fine with doing a home and home. Whomst do I want to play? Actually, where is all right, that must be higher. I want to go for a 5 or a 6. And I would like it to be home this year. Who do I want? I could go home against Vandy. I mean, home against James Madison and get 2 million. Done. And then week 1 at Alabama is a bit much. I would rather think maybe at Duke get 2 million, and then rematch against Illinois from the bowl game before. What is Illinois away? Do I want to make it home? No, not really. So yeah, this one can be away, and I don't really care about making my money on it this year. At Nebraska, at Pitt. Let's do Old Dominion. Let's go to the Sun Belt. So we have 2 Sun Belt out of conference opponents, 1 ACC opponent. I think that's fine. Bowling Green, I think they're up to six prestige. I think there were five last season. Good on them. All right, so schedule wise, we're at Duke week one, then home to Central and Eastern Michigan, at Miami week four, at Old Dominion five, home against Western Michigan six, at Miami seven. I think if we take two, let's be frank, we're going to lose to Duke, but you never know. I think if we come out of this with two losses, I'm a happy man. If we come out of it with one, I'm ecstatic. Bowling Green will be tough. Toledo, we need to beat. James Madison, we need to beat. Akron, we're undefeated against them, and Buffalo is terrible. I foresee this. I can see the road to another 9-4 season in the schedule. I like it. So we'll make 2 million from Duke this year, 2 million from James Madison next year. Old Dominion is a wash. Is there any? There, I highly doubt there's only like how it's one home for two away for the top schools. Low. Yeah, even the one and two prestige schools don't want to do a single home. All right, that's where I'm at with the schedule. Let's save in advance. Um, so the one thing I'm debating is the transfer NIL deal penalty. I think the problem I'm running into with it is I think having it on hurts everyone in the transfer because especially the smaller schools because you're having to spend almost all of your money just getting the minimum on all the players you're going after instead of investing a decent amount of money on this player, this player. I think I'll keep it on for one more year, but I'm debating disabling it altogether. We'll see. All right, let's advance 2027. This is usually when the advanced week takes an entire calendar year. Okay, so position changes. Also, again, at the moment, my highest rated overall player, my kicker. Um, so position changes, I have three names written down. First of all, tight end. My fifth tight end, Vincent Gibson. What's his overall as a O lineman? 46. Never. Oh, because he's so small. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Abandon that plan immediately. All right. So tight end room next year, I think might actually be okay. Kyler and Reynolds are going to be my 1-2. Keep Cooper O'Neill's going to sit again. Um, what are these guys as O linemen? I mean, Jackson Collins a 60 overall wide receiver. Yeah, no, Yamaguchi 66 wide receiver. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So I'm down to five tight ends, Gibson red shirts, Cullen and O'Neill depth, Kyle and Reynolds play, wide receiver. Then I'm at 8. I mean, yeah, I'm okay with that. What's Casey's overall as a running back? Terrible. All right. Okay. The other big things I need to figure out: corner and safety room. So corner, I think Devin Turner is going to play a lot. Landon Goodwin has to. I promised him 40% of snaps, and he's also really good. Hugo Haywood, I think, is going to play. Harley Sizemore is going to play. but I would like to add. I need to move one of the safeties over, and the question just becomes which one do I move? I would rather. I think I'd rather keep Nielsen at safety. Him and Graham can be a really good 1-2 punch. What is Preston Vaughn's coverage? Hmm. I mean, Brock David gets me a 68, but even then, he's competing with guys like Owen DePaz and Spencer Singleton. Whereas, I mean, let me just go through the list. Ware is also a 68. Graham is a 71. Vaughn is worse. Graham is going to be about the same. What's Nielsen's? 81. Hmm. I mean, the benefit of moving Nielsen is I'm losing both Turner and Goodwin after next season. So he would be like the definitive number one corner. But does that get Goodwin 40% of snaps? That's the question. I think it should. I mean, honestly, depending on how Goodwin develops, he might play over Devin Turner because Turner's zone is worse. Yeah, I mean, Nielsen's a lockdown corner. I'll move him to corner, and then Brock David. I think I keep him. I move him at corner too. All right, I mean that's a big corner room. Him and David will red shirt. Okay, yep, I like that. And then safety is gonna be Graham, and then whichever of Vaughn or Brendan I put, and then Caden Ware for depth is the move I think. Yep, that's where I'm at. Should any linebackers move to defensive line? No one's really big enough, which is a shame. And I can't move any D linemen because this is my D line room. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, that's my position changes. All right, off-season gains. We are manifesting great gains for our offensive line, defensive line, and linebacker. O line, D line, linebacker. That's where I'm hopeful. QB, of course, would be nice, but when have I ever gotten good quarterback gains? Never. The answer is never. This is another one of those advances that takes forever. Off-season gains. Well, our kicker is no longer our number one rated overall. Oh, Quentin Buford. Okay. Let's all relax. Let's all calm for a second. Take a chill pill. QB first. Hit me. Oh my God, Vogel. Vogel, you're killing me. Whatever. So Jacob Hurst goes up by 5. His arm strength's up by 9, accuracy 5, IQ 4. Perfect. Beautiful. No notes. 10 out of 10. Vogel goes up by 3. His arm strength goes up by 4. Accuracy, IQ, similar. I'm fine with that. I do need to go and check on Landon Heath to figure out what his gains looked like. Brian Setsu, who was our QB recruit. See that's what I said when I was recruiting him was my fear was that since his IQ was already high enough, that wouldn't move, and his potential wouldn't get him that much else. And I was right. His arm strength went up by 1, accuracy up by 3. I mean, it's not terrible, but he's going to redshirt anyway. Ashton Morgan only went up by 1. This genuinely, Ashton Morgan is one of the most disappointing QB prospects I've had in a long time. His arm strength didn't move. His accuracy and IQ only went up by 1. This is a guy with A minus potential, and he's just not developing. He's just not. Like, I may cut him after this season. That's just where I'm at. And then Kevin Shepard, our other QB recruit, um, his potential went down. His arm strength didn't move. His accuracy went up by 1, IQ up by 4. Not great. I don't think Kevin Shepard will be long for this team, but you never know. Running back, pretty good if I do say so myself. Quentin Buford goes up by 7. He gets even faster. Ball security to a 98. Ball care vision to a 91. We have found our new number 1 back. Isaiah Sims in his senior year, although I'll figure it out. I think Sims, might be our 2. Sims, his ball care vision goes up by 9. Speed strength, get a little boost. It's pretty good. Casey McGill, the recruit, true freshman, already looking nice. He's going to redshirt just because I don't want, for him to waste a year being the 3rd running back. Tanner Fleming goes up by 2. I don't really want to play Tanner Fleming that much, but I think I'm in a scenario where I have to. Braden Strong, I mean, I kept Braden Strong around because I was like, might as well see 1 more year of development. Wasn't great. Ball security went up by 4, speed by 3. Spencer Bryan. Wow. Yeah, I have genuinely a tough decision on who my 3rd running back is going to be. I mean, I might just run it back with Fleming again. This does. Jonathan Powell goes up by 2. Ball care vision goes up by 4. Ball scare doesn't really move. Hamza Ware barely gets any development. Man, I had such high hopes for you, Hamza. All right. I mean, overall, with the running backs, pretty good for our top 3. Not so good for our depth guys. I really want McGill to redshirt. I think my plan was for him to play, but I didn't expect to get a running back of Quentin Buford's talent. So I think McGill's going to redshirt. I might honestly play Spencer Bryan as our third running back, but we'll see. I mean, Tanner Fleming did okay as a 3rd running back last year. I might just give it to him. Wide receiver, I mean, pretty good. Pretty good from our depth guys. Isaiah only going up by 2 is a little rough. His route running only went up by 1. Come on, man. Catching up by 5. That's fine, I suppose. Leland Singh, who I redshirted last year. He was a JUCO, and I redshirted him. Speed goes up by a little bit. Route running also. Strength goes up by 6. Uriel, 10 better evasion. Yeesh. 2 better catching, 1 better route running. Okay. Not too bad. And then Bradley Casey. Man, his catching is only a 70. Like, I think I'm gonna put Forbes ahead of him in the depth chart, even though Forbes' route running is a 62. Kyle Strickland, who is taking the penalty because he is a tiny fellow. He's going to redshirt. And then Ramiro Diallo might get some playing time, but his speed's a 64. And then Alberto Yamaguchi, who I just moved over from tight end, didn't really get that much better. All right, our wide receiver room. I mean, I'm only going to play 5 guys. Strickland, red shirts, Diallo is depth. Simple as that. Tight end, pretty good, I say with the question mark. Jaden Reynolds, I think, is going to be our number 1 tight end. His catching didn't move, which I'm fine with. His strength also didn't move. That's a bit annoying. Pass block got better. Skylar Kyle, who I redshirted last year, he got a big boost to his blocking, little bit to his catching and speed. Yeah, I think he'll be 2. Cooper O'Neal got a decent boost, to be fair, to some of his physical attributes and his catching, route running. Jackson Cullen in his red shirt barely got anything. Vincent Gibson, yeah, you sir are a future O-lineman, no matter how tiny you are. Oh boy, that's 6'0", 220. Offensive line, yes, we're saved. Put out the celebratory trumpets. We're saved. We're good. +9 for Drake Lockwood. 9? That's actually crazy. So Lockwood goes up by 5 strength, 12 run block, 8 pass block. We're saved. We're good. We're good. No complaints. Jamarian Larkin, the JUCO, because Lockwood the senior. Larkin, really good boost to his strength, run block, pass block, sweet. Carlos Guide got 13 run block, 8 strength. This is also an argument for why you play the young guys. His pass block only going up by 2 is a bit concerning, but it's fine. Corey Moore, also the JUCO. His run block went down. Now, why did that happen? For what reason? It's fine. Brandon Peoples went up by 4. His run block went up by 5. That's good. His strength only went up by 2. That kind of hurts. Brady Powers, nice. Good strength boost, good run block boost. Caesar Kane, who I just brought in, 79 strength. Not terrible. Braden Bowers, who I just brought in, did not develop at all in the blocking department. That's a bit annoying for a redshirt junior. Actually, hold on. So from 12 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 of my top 12 O linemen are going to be gone in 2 years. That's only slightly terrifying. Joe Jordan, his strength went up, his blocking didn't. Abel Woods, similar idea. Decent. Ooh, Emmanuel Bullard, that's one to watch. His potential went up and his overall went up by 5. He could be a good one. Phil Joseph, strength goes up by 10. Amir Day goes up by a little bit and gets better potential. I mean, yeah, I'm happy with my O-line room. I think I'm going to play. I think last year I played 8, either 7 or 8. I think this year it's the same thing, and it's going to be a 3-way fight between probably Casey. I don't really want to play Morrison or Bowers, I think. All right. Kicker. His accuracy didn't change. His accuracy didn't change. This man has missed 10 extra points in his career. His accuracy didn't change. I want to retire. Gregory, his power goes up by 5. Hunt, 73, 70. Yeah, no, Kearns is still better. D-line. Oh, no. I mean, The depth developed well. Gold by 4, Wilson by 7, Leonard by 4. Those potential got worse. Oh boy. I mean, yeah, our defensive line might be the worst in the MAC. That's just bad. Okay, so Sawyer Gates is going to play probably about the same amount he played last year. Corey Crump is going to have to play a ton. Alan Alston is going to have to play a ton. I mean, it's 5 or 6. I either run out 5 or 6 D linemen. No, I can't do 5. We run a 4-3. I have to do 6. Well, this will be a fun one. Frederick Carey, you ready to play the true freshman? Because that's what might happen here. Not good. Linebacker hit me. Yeah. Why couldn't I get it? So essentially, everyone in the linebacking room went up by 4, 5, or 6. That'll do nicely. That'll do nicely. Terry's going to be our number 1 still, I assume. So Braden Culley's pretty good numbers. Jasper Bradshaw, our coverage guy, developed well. Post developed well. Tanaka's still going strong. This is a nice room. Yeah, I think linebacker I'll probably play 6. Bradley Preston's going to be our depth, and I redshirt Batson Gabriel. Corner, hit me. Yeah. Yeah. So Nielsen, oh man, we are gonna have such a good cornerback room. Yep. Yep. All right, so Nielsen's gonna be our number 1. His coverage went up, his tackling went up by 5, strength went up by 11. Devin Turner is gonna be our great man coverage. I'm trying to figure out who the AI is gonna throw in the slot. Probably Goodwin. Goodwin goes up by 2. I mean, his IQ went up by 7 and his zone coverage got a lot better. I think it'll be these 3 corners. Hugo Haywood's going to be our 4th corner after redshirting. Randy Kowalski he's going to be left out in the cold again because I'd rather play Harley Sizemore, I think. When? I'll think about that one. Those 2 might be close. Owen DePaz goes up by 6. That's pretty good. Brock David, who I converted from safety. He got stronger. His man coverage went up by 5. Tackling went up a little bit. Okay, I mean, our corner room looks great now. Yeah, I mean, Haywood going up by 5. Sizemore by 4. DePaz by 6. It's a really good corner room. Safety. 1, Caden, whatever. Gavin Graham goes up by 4, which is awesome. He's going to continue to just be gangbuster at safety. Preston Vaughn goes up by 3. His tackling's at a 90. Brendan Graham went up by 4. I think that solves so let's see. 90, 86, 75. 82, 86. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's going to be Graham 1, Vaughn 2, second Graham 3. Caden Ware is going to be our 4th safety, and then Chase Blunt, who, I mean, his zone went up by 10 and his IQ went up by 12. That's pretty good. Oh, he's the walk-on. Hi, buddy. Walk-on getting ready. Oh, I didn't notice the other walk-ons. Whee! Let's scroll down to the bottom here. Let me find the walk-ons. Who are you? And there should be a decent amount of walk-ons too, shouldn't there? Am I just blind? I'm too lazy to find them this way. I mean, overall, pretty good gains. I think the 2 big positives were the wide receiver room, which everyone got decent amount of development. Depth guys, not so much, but that's fine. Offensive line, I love it. With our top guys getting big gains. Linebacker room, everyone got like 4 or 5. And then our cornerback room, really, really good gains. from some of our guys who like redshirted last year and are now going to play. So pretty good. Okay, game plan installed. So for our third straight year, we have a new defensive coordinator. Um, I think I'm going to stick with aggressive man and a 4-3. I don't want to flip to a 3-4 because of our linebackers. I'd rather get the boost from both me and the coordinator being a 4-3. All right. So prior to the transfer portal, we and the offseason games, we had the 134th offense in the game. Now, yeah, we're going to be pretty better. Pretty better? Is that a phrase? Who knows? Let's advance the week. No one knows. I mean, there's no real excuse. Outside of our D line, I think we should have one of the best defenses in the MAC. And if we don't make the MAC championship game, I will be stunned. I probably won't be stunned because what always happens is we're in the same division as Bowling Green and they usually crush it. Okay. Does it tell me where we ranked talent wise yet? No, it must be week one. All right. So, as I've stated numerous times, this preseason period in the spring and summer is my least favorite um, part of the season. I think it's just a lot of moving around spreadsheets and stuff like that. Um, Let me first figure out where some of our former players have went. Edgar Guyton, where'd you end up? Tulsa. Fair enough. Have fun there, sir. Landon Heath, where'd you end up? Baylor. Okay. How does development go? I mean, that's pretty good development. His arm strength went up by 4. IQ went up by 4 also. His accuracy didn't move, which is a bit annoying, but that's pretty good development. Is he going to play at Baylor? Whoops. No. And it's likely he won't play ever. Man, that's annoying. 'Cause they got a really good redshirt freshman, too. Man. Man. But I mean, hey, if he's second on the depth chart and Eastern Harding gets injured or whatever, then Landon will play. Did they pay him? 2 point. Why is the AI paying 2 million for a backup quarterback that you could argue should be third stringing based on the redshirt freshman? Whatever. I'm not going to question it. All right. Let me really quick go through depth charts. So Hurst is our starting QB. Vogel is the backup. Brian and Kevin Shepard will redshirt. Boom, simple enough. Running back, I would like to redshirt Casey McGill. I would like to redshirt Jonathan Powell. And then the debate begins. In all honesty, I would like to also redshirt Spencer Bryan in his first JUCO year. He'll probably complain about snap percentage, but his ball carrier vision is the worst of every running back I have. His ball security is tied for the worst with like 4 other guys, but still. I think his evasion is fine. His strength is less than Fleming's. His speed is okay, but I'm gonna try to redshirt all 3 of them and just accept the fact that if they yell at me, I can rip off the red shirt and play him in place of Tanner Fleming, and I think that'll be okay. Fleming was our third running back last year, and I think he did fine. So I think he'll just run that role back. Wide receiver, hello. Both these guys need to play in 50% of snaps. I don't see that happening if they're 2 and 3. Which, I mean, this is unfair to Isaiah because he should be number one. He has 95 catching for crying out loud. Your catching is a 75 year old. What was it when I recruited you? 64. Okay, never mind. I couldn't remember what was that. I'm tempted to go down to 5 wide receivers. That does leave Diallo out in the cold, but I think it's the right decision. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to. I can't move Uriel up. His catching is a 75, which is way too low for really everything. Forbes is going to be ahead of Casey. I'm going to start with that and see what happens. Tight end, hi guys. So I moved to 2 tight ends at one point last season, and I think honestly it worked fine. And Cooper O'Neal, I mean, he can't run block, can't really pass block. Yeah, the pass blocking is better than Kyle. His catching is also better than Kyle, but his route running ain't great. I think I'm gonna go back to 2 tight ends and just see hypothetically what happens here. And now we get to the spicy one, which is offensive line. I'm playing 8 offensive linemen right now. That feels high. Let me get to the red shirts. Emmanuel Bullard, red shirt. Joel Joseph, red shirt. Amir Day, red shirt. Do I also want a red shirt? The JUCO player, Skylar Casey. Honestly, no, he needs to play. Okay, so where am I at? Where am I at mentally? Lockwood's 1. Larkin is 2. Guy is 3. Moore is 4. I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna flip Powers and Peoples. Casey is 7. And then the question becomes, who do I want as my last offensive lineman out there? Not Morrison. I mean, yeah, it's Bowers. All right. That's my O-line group. I mean, it's better than last year, which is a terrifying thought, but that's where we're at. D-line. I want to cry. Scott Wilson, red shirts. Okay, so here's the problem. I have no one that can really tackle that great. Gates is 1. Crump is 2. Alston 3. And then there's a big drop off, huh? Give me Farley at 4. Small is 5. This is a depressing comparison, whether I want Frederick Carey or Marlon Gold. I mean, it's Carey, right? I'm losing 6 strength, but I'm getting much better at everything else. Yep. All right. That's my D-line group. That is so much worse than last year. It makes me want to cry. Linebackers. Hi, guys. Gabriel and Bats. Red shirts. Terry's 1. 2. Jasper's 3. Post or Tanaka. Give me Post, I think. Yeah, Tanaka's 5. Oh, Preston. Block shedding, I don't really care about. Pursuit and tackle, Preston's better. Zone coverage, he's a little worse. IQ is the same. I'll take Preston over Darius Shaw, which is a little harsh on Shaw since the poor man has just never played. But that was okay. Corner. This gets a little interesting now. So Kowalski, I'm sorry. Goodwin needs 40% of snaps. I think as the third corner, he should get that. Because I'm not putting him over Devin Turner. I'm not putting him over Angelo Nielsen. I could genuinely make an argument that Hugo Haywood should be ahead of Goodwin. But I'll keep him there. And then Sizemore. Sizemore at 5. I mean, actually, like Kowalski, he's better man, he's better zone than Sizemore, he's quicker than Sizemore, he's a 6th worst tackler, but he's better pursuit, much less IQ. Randy, congrats, buddy. You're getting your shot. Huzzah. Brock David is going to redshirt, and Paul Gregory is going to redshirt. Safety. Hey, walk on, you're going to redshirt. Drop to 3 safeties. There we go. Simple as that. Simple as that. Gavin Graham, Preston Vaughn, Brandon Graham, Caden Ware, depth. Done. Kicker is going to be Carlos. Punter is going to be Carlos again. Return specialist, Uriel. So last year, Uriel was our return specialist for a bit. He averaged 16.8, but only 4.5 on punt return. I don't love that. I think I'm going to give it to Isaiah, who previously has not done it for me. But I'm going to see what he can do as our return specialist. Okay, that is depth chart sorted. Let's look at recruiting. So team needs. I am not going to look at QBs, I don't think. Next year, I'm either going for a transfer guy or banking on Seth Vogel's development. I got Brian Setsu, who will develop well, I think. I think this year I can pass on corners. Running back, similar discussion. I'm losing Sims. I'm losing Fleming. McGill's going to be really good. Buford's going to be really good. I'm going to get 2 more years of Brian. Howell is already decent, to be frank. So I'm okay. Wide receiver, I would like to look at because while I'm pretty young at the position, there is a non-zero chance that like Leland and Uriel want to transfer or whatever. And so getting an extra depth guy couldn't hurt. Tight end, yes. It's always going to be a need for this team. We're never gonna find anything else. Offensive line, it's always a need. Doesn't matter what your room looks like. I think our depth at O line is pretty good in terms of potential, from Woods down to Day. But I mean, listen, I'm losing so many offensive linemen. I need it. Not going to look at kicker yet, I don't think. I think next year, because Kearns I get for 2 more years. Then Jalen Gregory is going to be my kicker 1 year. So if I get a kicker for next year, I'm kind of running low. So I'll look next year. Or, hold on, let me think. So he'll redshirt Carlos's senior year. He'll be a redshirt freshman when Gregory does it, and a redshirt sophomore when he's ready to go. Actually, no, never mind. This would be the year to go for a kicking recruit. Defensive line, yes. 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 We need help. We need everything. Depth wise, I mean, Scott Wilson could turn into something. Simon Leonard could turn into something, but that's about it. We need help. Linebacking core, I think it would be helpful to grab a couple players with high potential. But the group I like a lot better than D-line. Corner, nah, not touching. We got a lot of young guys. They're going to play, and log up the depth chart for time. Safety, I will look into only because I'm losing Vaughn after this season, and I'm losing Graham and Ware after the next. So a safety wouldn't hurt. So those are my needs. I have wide receiver, tight end, O line, D line, linebacker, safety, and then kicker. First things first. Is any top recruit interested in coming to Kent State? The answer, it would appear, is no. I see a couple mid 60s, 68 for this running back, but realistically, anything below like a 75, I have no chance of keeping up with the other teams. Yeah. All right. So here's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna grab 10 players, or I might do 5 and 5. I think I'm gonna do 5 and 5, maybe. See who's interested. So wide receiver interest. Ooh. Hello. You look fun. Ooh, Troy go. Ooh, F minus. Oh no, I was looking at D minus. What's your catching? 77. What about you? 76. I'm gonna do something really silly here. I want full scouting on, or at least as close as I can get. I mean, Troy Golden is allegedly a hidden gem. I don't know if we believe that or not. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need one more. Yeah, let me compete with these schools. Sure, that'll go well. I'll just grab this top guy. All right, that's 5 wide receivers. Now we grab 5 tight ends. B minus potentials, sure. Grab you. Grab you. B potential, sure. Grab some of the 3-star player. Ooh, I'm already ahead on this guy. Please be good. Oh, his catching is an F plus and his speed is an F minus. Why did I look? Now I'm just disenchanted. I'm grabbing 9 tight ends, which to be fair is a bit much. Kickers. I mean, you're pretty good, but you're too good. So like, chill, bro. I don't want to go after. You know what? I'll add you to the list. Why not? Yeah, because the issue I'm going to run into is not a lot of kickers are going to play for me because unless they have great like ratings, they're just there. They're not going to play. So that is an issue. But I'll add, what am I at? 5 kickers to the list? Sure. Okay. D-line. Hi, guys. Do I know anyone's potential? Not really. You can come on down, Mr. Juco. You can come on down. You suck. But come on down all the same. Interest score. Ooh. Man, why? Whatever. You ever look at a guy and you're like, you could be so good. D line, I mean, JUCO guys wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, in all honesty. But it's not a greatest idea I've ever had. All right. Linebacker. Whoa. Get in the building. Done. Simple as that. Having like passive scouting already done by the time I get into the recruiting stages is so clutch. Like y'all got no idea. No idea. Ooh, Isaiah Goodwin looks really good. So much so. Kamara, get off my screen. All right, last but not least, safety. This isn't a huge need, so I'll just go after the guys that, like, I'm right there and on. Honestly, I'm going to grab 10. Or no, I'm full on spots. Never mind. All right, so with regards to who I want to send to camp, this is very simple. If I don't know your potential, I'm just going to go 10 on down. I'll mix up positions as needed. I'll send the kicker to camp just so I can get max points on him. And then I'll just give the best pitches I can to all these guys. I say all these guys. I am going to skip a handful of them. Especially the guys that, like, I don't know their potential. I am hesitant to give like a really good pitch to, because that just could potentially be a big waste of time. All right, let me pick some favorites then. You can get a good pitch. All right. That's that done and dusted. And then after this, I will know the potentials of a lot of these guys and go from there. I do the auto practice and all the auto trainings, unless I have like a specific thing. Like Hurst, for example, I put a lot into his IQ last off season. All right, let's look at some potentials. Anybody suck? Not really. D minus Quince. Get out. All right, the 29%, I'll find out their potential next week. So I'll hold on to the scouting for them. Man, I'm competing with West Virginia for a lot of these guys, huh? Colby, you can head out, buddy. All right, next group that goes to camp, Mr. Scotch. Purdue's in on the kicker. Go away, Purdue. Leave me alone. Send this kicker to camp. Send that guy to camp. This guy to camp. Is there a method to my madness? No, not really. Just essentially the 0% or the 5% scouted guys that I can send. Perfect. All right, and that way, based on the camp visit and the passive scouting that I get every week, I should know everyone on my list's potential. And I can start sort of, thinning the rank, if you will. Let me give the best pitch I can to the top guys. I'm competing with West Virginia for a lot of these kids. Oh, I guess because so many of them are Ohio. That would explain why, wouldn't it? And then we also need to keep a lookout for who can schedule a visit, especially since I have a lot of early home games. I need to get those scheduled as soon as possible. All right, I do have scouting available, so let's just fully scout or get these guys as close. Ooh. Okay. Just a little piecemeal scouting to help future me out. Let's advance to the summer. We're getting there. I don't know if we'll have time to play the first game, but we'll see. You never know. Okay, I should know everyone on the list potential, so let's start making cuts here. Yeah, Tyler Hardy, gone. Lawrence Rivera, gone. Leon Cox, gone. These are all the kickers, right? No. Going after four kickers is silly, but I think what my current kicker Carlos has shown is that accuracy is king, and so I think I'm out on Marshall and LeBlanc, and I go for Brennan Scott and Dallas Bauer. I'm definitely out on Marshall. LeBlanc, actually, here, let me just essentially fully scout these guys. So these are the numbers I'm working with. And keep in mind, these guys are going to have 2 years before they even see the field. I mean, Bauer is the best based on pure numbers, but I mean, his overall is a 78. That is to be expected. Yep, I think these two. I'm going to go for Bauer and Scott. And congrats, you two get the ace pitch. Okay. Anyone else with potential? Frazier, get out. Middleton, sure. Though it's not the most confident sure I've ever had. Pittman, no. I mean, his tackling's good, but I can find a good tackling safety anywhere. Chapel, ooh. I mean, his potential is a D, but yeah, Philip, no. Going after, okay, I mean, Hodge is definitely a yes. Gentle is definitely a yes. Chapel, I'm out. Brown, I could move Hodge to corner. I'm gonna go after these three safeties for now. Right, get out of here. Fiero's a decent tackler, but he can't cover. He's not going to be quick. No. And then, yeah, Pedro, no. Mosby, no. That brings me to how many D linemen I'm looking at? Four? There you go. All right, so this is what, 22 players? That ain't bad. Oh, I forgot. O line. Maybe they're just all terrible, and subconsciously I knew that going in. I'll add the JUCOs. I'll add some of the high potential guys. Oh yeah, sure. The problem is now I've wasted two hits of opportunity. So yeah, a lot of linemen aren't going to be great. All right, I'll stick with those five. Okay. So attending camp will be those O linemen. And then honestly, guys that I just want to give a lot of points in. Cool. And then the rest can get whatever pitch they desire. I can schedule a visit with Emilio Bell, Bowling Green, Ohio. Are either of those home games? No. Congratulations, my friend. You're going to Central Michigan game. Trim the tight end list a little bit. And then gentle. All right, cool. Let us advance to summon him two. Cool. All right. So I can schedule, looks like a handful of visits, which is good. Offensive line. Let me get all of their potentials. Cool. Okay, O line. Let's take a look here. So, I think all of them outside of Walker Gibbs, but I'm 900 behind these guys. Oh, James Madison. Come on down, buddy. Come on down. Yeah, I think all of them except for Walker Gibbs. I'm interested in. Hmm. Yeah. Honestly, all five. Hmm. Uh. Fram 600 strong. I'll bounce. Okay. Let's schedule visits. Gibbs, Toledo, Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan. Oh, and Central Michigan. Dang. Let's do Central Michigan. Gunner Carey is Eastern Michigan then. Peter Frey can be Western Michigan then. Sam, you are a safety, Eastern Michigan, my friend. Then the other safety can come down to Central Michigan. That's that. Anyone else want to schedule? Logan Montgomery. He's a wide receiver. Let's send him to Central Michigan. Dallas Bauer, the kicker. Eastern Michigan. Miami, Ohio, Bowling Green. I think I'm away in this. Yeah. Man. Western Michigan for you, sir. Cool. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the players attend camp that haven't already, just so I can get them, one, a lot more scouted, and two, that gives them the max like points available in terms of a pitch. So that'll help a lot. And then I'm going to give the best pitches I can to these offensive linemen just to try to keep chase with a lot of these other players. All right. I mean, I'm targeting a lot more three-star prospects, which hopefully doesn't come back to bite me. It might, you never know. Actually, I lied. I could play for Bradley. Okay. Let us advance through summer two. And we are in preseason expectation. Now, last year, 8 games. Okay. So we essentially need to do what we did last year. Go 8-5. That's reasonable. 8 games it is. I can negotiate one of these goals. And that's the one I'm going to negotiate. Win against James Madison, Bowling Green, or Ohio gets me 2.6 million. If I hold Ohio, Duke, or Old Dominion to 130 rushing yards of fewer, I get an additional 2.6. Beat Akron, and then have your O line record 40 plus, 50 plus total pancakes, which they did last year. So I'm fine with that. That is a total of 10 million if I get all those goals. It's not bad. All right, here's our schedule. I think our out of conference, we haven't been good. Like year one out of conference, we lost 2 out of 3. Year two, we lost all 3. And then last year, we lost 2 out of 3. So we've never won 2 out of conference games in a season. I think we have a chance to with the James Madison team that, historically, IRL, they're great, but they're coming off an average, season. And we can maybe get them a bit there. Old Dominion, I mean, that's a game that, depending on what their schedule is going in, we should probably be favored, even though they had a good season last year. So I think there's definitely 8 wins here. We just can't lose those MAC close games. That's what gets us. We are the 58th best team in terms of offensive talent, and then 100th in terms of defensive talent. Not too shabby. I think our weakness is our run block, pass block ability, and then our wide receiver room isn't as great, but I have faith. Is it misplaced faith? Maybe. But we'll see. But, I mean, we purposefully didn't transfer in anyone to the wide receiver room that could play because we wanted guys like Uriel and Leland Singh to get their playing time. We'll see how that goes. All right, let's save in advance. On to Duke, who's number 22, which is terrifying. Can anyone else schedule? Ooh, Troy Goodwin. Ah, oh, Western Michigan isn't, though. Come on down. Charlie Middleton. Eastern Michigan. Come on down. Kendrick. D-line. I'll just do Central Michigan because I can schedule you like immediately. Anyone else? Mason Hodge, safety. West Michigan, Julio, Win. Eastern Michigan. That's that. All right. I believe I'm sending offer sheets to everyone in my list. I don't think of anyone I'm not. I don't think there is. So let's just offer everyone. I want to offer everyone, and then I also want to fully scout or like get to the 90% in almost everyone. We scout you twice, scout you once, scout you twice, once, scout you once, scout you twice, and I guess you once. All right. Cool. I mean, I'm not ahead on a lot of guys, which is a little scary. Like I'm behind 1,000 on some of them. But you never know. We could always snipe some teams at the death. It has happened before. And 2 pitches remaining. I'll give it to Christian. All right. That is that. Okay, so we're about an hour 40 in. Let us play against Duke. Hello, Duke. So last season they went 11-3, made the playoffs, lost in the quarterfinal. This year they're ranked 22. Their quarterback for today, Dorian Kelly, who looks like was their backup last season. Then they have a plethora of depth guys. Ooh, Eduardo Beard looks pretty solid. Running back room, doesn't look that scary. Their offense, honestly, is on a similar level to us. Their defense is just, much better. Um, yeah, I think let's go in and have some fun. We're so dead. We're going to work on running the ball and stopping their downfield passing. We have kind of a new look sort of receiving core. Guys like Singh and Celestine, who didn't really contribute that much last season, are going to play. Isaiah Garon's going to have an increased role. I have a new running back one. Anything can happen, including us losing by like 40. So we'll see how it goes. Let's play Duke. They're only favored by 3? How good are we? I'm not going to ask questions. Duke has no one visiting this game, and this is the first time in the sim we've played. They're only favored by 3, and they're at home. Which means if we were playing at Kent State, it'd be a pick. Suddenly, I have renewed hope. We will defer to the second half. And to be fair, as I've discussed, the spread lines are often wildly out of control. But we will open with Thundersmoke Blitz, and they get 37 yards. Remember when I said we might have a chance, and then they had a 40-yard run in the first play? That was fun. One thing I didn't check was whether their QB can run the ball, but I will go too high safety either way. They convert. Nickel Blitz. Nickel Blitz works. Zone. Okay. We held him to a field goal. Kelly, can you run? No, not really. All right. Okay, then. Not too terrible. All right. We are going to chew the clock as we do. And it's already 3rd and 9. What if I just lobbed it up to the posts? And it works. Isaiah Garon, 26-yard reception. Get him in the building. What a lad. Quentin Buford. A lot of the offense is going to be Quentin Buford, man. We need to utilize him early. Leland Singh with his first catch of his career at Kent State, as I redshirted him last year as a JUCO, which seems a bit excessive, but I had a plan. And Hurst is strip sacked and they recover. A promising drive, felled immediately, and Duke passes it over the top of our blitz. And what was once close is now a 10-point game. Perhaps the betting line was deceiving. And to be fair, it may have been. Jalen Reynolds with a catch, which is good. The read option, it kind of worked. We're driving. Uriel Celestine's catching the ball. Curls didn't work. Tight end stick did. Larry Forbes getting involved. Hey. No, I do not want screen. And Quentin Buford with the first touchdown of the season for Kent State. The extra point is good. We're on the board. Here we go. Can we get a stop on 3rd and 6? Yes, we do. Jasper Bradshaw, coverage backer, with the deflection. Here we go. Ah. 3rd and 6. We'll try the cross. And it works. Skylar Kyle, 22 yards. Thank you. Thank you. They do an engage 8. Fair enough. 3 straight runs get us there. And Quentin Buford again finds the end zone. We're up by 4. All right, is everyone watching? What's taking place here? We're up by 4. Good tackle for a loss from Sawyer Gates. 3rd and 1, send the house. And it works, but now they're going for it on 4th and 1. Ah, they got it. Uh-oh. Well, they're going to score here. The question now becomes, can we keep them out of the end zone to maintain our lead? And the answer is yes. They settle for a field goal. I am now just going to run the clock out. That'll do. Okay. I mean, we're up by 1.5. And we start with the ball. It's pretty good, I think. All things considered. But I really need to get points. There we go. Leland Singh, 12-yard reception. Okay. Okay. There we go. Jaden Reynolds staying involved on the offense. Good run from Buford. The read option did not work. I repeat, read option did not work. 3rd and 1. We're just going to run up the middle. And Isaiah Sims, 9-yard run. Extra point is good. We're up by 8. Everybody breathe. We're currently taking on a team that made the quarterfinal of the playoffs last year. We're up by 8. We could have something here. It's 3rd and 3. I'm blitzing. Send the heat. No, they ran it outside. Their tight end drops the pass. I'm not going to complain. 3rd and 7. They fail to convert, and Duke has punted. Okay. If we score here, man, we have a chance to really put some pressure on Duke if we can find a way to score. Tanner Fleming with a reception? Is it destiny? I ask you. We're also burning clock, as we are wont to do. Oh, Buford went backward. That's not good. There we go. 15-yard reception to Leland Singh. Are we winning the MAC? I'm 2.5 quarters in, and I'm sitting here like, are we the team of destiny? No, we failed to convert 3rd and 6. Field goal. Turns miss the 34-yarder. We had a chance to go up by 11, and Kearns misses the field goal. Unbelievable. And now Duke is driving. Unbelievable. We have been outdone by our kicker, and they convert the 2-point conversion. We now have a tied game. Unbelievable. All right. No time to rest on our laurels. Those laurels of which are currently burning on the ground. We got to get going. We have to get in the end zone. I'm not leaving this to my kicker. Hey, guess what? I'm leaving it to my kicker. He makes the 42-yarder. We're up by 3. We got to stop them. 3rd and 9. They ran it. They did a sweep on 3rd and 9, and they're punting. Okay. We have a chance to win the game here on this drive. Buford goes backwards to start. Not good. 17-yard completion. Okay. Duke burns their first timeout. Sims with a 10-yard rush. They burn their second timeout. Buford with a 14-yard rush. All we have to do is run it once, and then I believe kneel down, and mathematically the game is up. Oh, the 2-minute warning exists. I forgot. All right. A minute 29. I'm still going to run the ball. We're going to kick it to the outside. No dice. We punt. And that is the game. We have upset number 22 Duke to open the season 24-21. Should we be ranked? I ask the AP voters. We throw our name in the hat. Not only did we beat Duke, we got more than 100 more yards, 90 more passing yards, 40 more rushing yards. Look at the time of possession. 40, 48 to 19 minutes. Insanity. We have done it. We beat Duke. They paid us, I believe it was $2 million, and we beat them. My pleasure, Duke. My pleasure. As we beat Duke, Hurst 19 to 27, 224 yards. But I mean, the story of the day, Buford 22 carries, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sims 1359, 1 touchdown. Fleming wasn't great, but that's fine. Singh did awesome. Uriel did well. Isaiah got a couple good catches. I mean, yeah, Hurst fumbled. Carlos missed a field goal, but I mean, we beat Duke. We beat him. We did it. We're 1-0. Celebrate good times. Come on. See, we put this kind of performance against Duke, and then we're gonna lose to like Central Michigan by 3. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Hey, and now 2 of my starting offensive linemen are both injured. Good. That's fun, isn't it? Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, Sing's at 77. Okay, in that case, yoink. Okay. Well, good news is we beat Duke. Bad news is we suffer not 1, but 2 offensive line injuries. I mean, yeah, Powers is essentially dropped like all the way down. Lockwood's dropped down to 5. All right. So we're going to see some of Caesar Kane, the transfer, and then Powers will be moved to our depth option, I think. Powers is 4 weeks. Lockwood is 2. All right, that could be worse. But what a win. We beat Duke. Week 1, did we make the league news? No, we did not make the front page of the news for our victory. Disappointing. We knocked Duke out of the rankings, I assume. We did. Where are we now? Huh? 75. Could it be done? We have to make up 50 places. Oh boy, that's funny. James Madison, I'm gonna need you to win like 6 straight games, become ranked, and then we can beat you. All right, I mean that went about as well as you can go, beating the Duke Blue Devils, ranked number 22nd, to open our season. That'll do pretty nicely, I think. All right, so good way to open our 4th season at Kent State. We'll see how the rest of the year goes. But based on that win, I am very optimistic about what we can do. We have 3 MAC games coming up. We need to go 3-0. Need to go 3-0 in the Old Dominion. That would be a blast. So thank you all for watching, whether live or on the VOD, which can be found on Twitch or YouTube. Really appreciate the support for this series so far. The views are crushing my previous save that I did during the early access, which, if you're curious, head over to my YouTube channel. You can find that entire coach career save where I was at Purdue and then Clemson, especially if you want to see some high stakes playoff and championship games. I would recommend that series a lot. But thank you all for watching. I will see you next time.